Hi guys, we're back again on our podcast, joined by two very special guests once again. Let's start off with Seb. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Yeah, Arsenal doing well so far. 4 wins out of 4. You can't complain.
Yeah, 100%. And of course, Rory, RD12. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm all right. Thanks. Cheers.
Yeah, so obviously in today's podcast, if you guys are enjoying these, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to subscribe to RD12 as well. Make sure you follow Seb on Instagram. All of that will be hopefully in the link in the description. If actually you remember to put it in the link in the description. But yeah, anyway. Of course, in this podcast, we're going to talk about the Fulham game, which was on Saturday, Arsenal won 2-1, and as well as we're going to go through the Aston Villa game tomorrow, as well as the big game at Old Trafford against Man United. So starting off with about Arsenal then, 4 wins in 4, top of the league. It's going really, really well. We could have got a better start, to be honest. And obviously, going to talk about the Fulham game. Starting off, Arsenal won, of course, 2-1 against Fulham. I'll give you my thoughts on the game very quickly. I thought the first half was... we just couldn't break Fulham down, to be honest, in that first half. And it only took, we actually woken up when we made a mistake from Gabriel, which then Fulham went 1-0 up, and Mitrovic scored. And I was feeling the worst. I was like, here we go again, same old Arsenal. But no, I think the difference is this season is we can actually get back into these games. You look at last season, we probably would have lost that game or even drew it. Or drew it. So starting off with Seb, you was at the game. What's your thoughts on the game in general, mate?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the prettiest of performances. But listen, in football, you're going to get games like that. And to be fair, how Fulham have started the season, when they played Liverpool and Wolves and they beat Brentford, we kind of knew what the game we were in for. And even lots of rival fans and lots of Arsenal fans were saying that we were in for a tough game. And to be fair, they were right. But what I liked about that is that we really showed good character and good mentality to come back from that. And they were like determined to get back in front of it. We were determined. And we kept going and we eventually got there. And yeah, like you said, in previous seasons, we wouldn't have been able to do that. It's just like example, when we last played for them a couple of seasons ago, we went 1-0 behind. Then it took us to like the very last kick of the game.
And then K won it.
To get an equalised. Yeah. And that just shows the difference that we were able to come back from that. I did actually think in that first half, like you said, there was a lot of things missing. A little bit of creativity was missing. A little bit of drive from midfield was missing. It got better in the second half when Martin Odegaard ran the stream, and it was a good win. But that game was also a reality check that we still need a couple of additions, especially in midfield and especially on the wing, because without Thomas Partey, we were not the same. El Nene, decent player, but he just doesn't offer you anywhere near with what Partey offers. And you saw Saka was absolutely knackered and he didn't look on it. That guy needs a rest. He can't keep playing every game or we're going to end up burning him out like we did with Jack Wilshere. So it does still show you that a couple of additions are still needed. We'll probably get onto that later in the podcast, but like I said, I'm happy with the win. Doesn't matter how you do it. Sometimes you just got to grind it out, and we did that. And hopefully, this shows that this is a different Arsenal this season. But time will tell.
Yeah, let's hope so. I do agree with you. As well as obviously, I heard today as well with El Neni, right? I swear, is he injured now?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I heard.
So, we've got no Partey. We've got no El Neni. We've got no Zinchenko because he's still injured, right?
Well, he might be back. He's the closest to returning out of the.
If he's not back, right, then we're gonna have to play in that midfield. Granit Xhaka and Lokonga.
Fabio Vieira, maybe. I don't know.
He's more. Vieira's more attacking mid. He's not really holding.
Vieira, he hasn't played a game yet, has he, this season?
No.
The bench, and it's like, RD12, what's your thoughts on the Fulham game, mate? What do you make of it?
Don't get me wrong, it wasn't the best performance. Probably like the toughest game we've played so far this season. Fulham, we knew it could be a tough game before the game even started because we knew because of, they're a new promoted side. They like to defend because they are one of these sides that love to just, I don't know, just grind points out. against the top six, and I knew it was going to be a tough game. But yeah, like I said, it wasn't really the best performance, but we certainly did enough. For me, I think the old Arsenal, even the Arsenal from last season, I wouldn't even say would turn that around. But the character of the team has risen from, I would say, previous seasons, because we don't turn that around. If it's the old Arsenal, I don't even think the old Arsenal would have beaten Bournemouth because of the physicality of Billing, Moore, them kind of players. And yeah, I don't really have much to say, really. It was a 2-1 win. We knew we had to cut out their threats, and that's kind of what we did for the majority of the game, except when we made that mistake from Gabriel. And I like the fact that Odegaard came up to him and said, you know what, cut out those mistakes and just get on with your game. Because if that's Aubameyang on the pitch, do you really think Gabriel would have kept his head? I really wouldn't think so. So, yeah, it was a good win, but yeah, the injuries are the only thing that stops this team from having a good season. So, yeah.
Yeah, man, I agree with you. And moving on, we're going to talk about our right winner, and it's Bukayo Saka. Now, obviously, we sold Nicolas Pepe we loaned Pepe to Nice. I don't know what you guys think about that. Now, Saka, the thing with Saka, right? The guy has played, I saw a stat, he's played about 80 games in like 100 matches. He started 80 games in 100 matches, something like that. I don't know if that's true or whatever. I just saw it going around today, right? And for me, against Aston Villa, I would generally give him a rest. Because the guy keeps playing 90 minutes. Why don't we bring on someone like our new signing? We signed Marquinhos, right? To play, give him like 20 minutes. Because Saka, for me, is getting a bit overplayed. And it's starting to show that. You saw the start of the season, he hasn't scored a goal yet. And that game against Fulham as well, I didn't think he had the best of games. Like, it just sounds different about Saka than it was last season for me. Obviously, in the transfer window now, we've got 2 days so it remains. I really want us to go and get back a winner. Either someone like Pedro Neto, Yemeli Pino, this Ukrainian Donny who I've never heard of in my life, who I made a video about today. Don't know who he is. Anyone to back up Saka, because we sold his backup in Pepe. We loaned his backup in Pepe. So, Seb, what's your thoughts on the whole Saka? Like, what do you think about Saka this season?
Yeah, I've been saying this all summer, most of last season, that the guy can't keep getting overplayed like the way he is, because don't forget, he's still only 19. He's still only young, and you need to protect these youngsters, and they really should be looking out to some of the experienced guys, and he should be learning from an experienced winger, and you're just going to be playing him all the time. We're just going to burn him out, and he's proving again that this is starting to catch up with us. He didn't look good. He hasn't looked good at all. He didn't look good against Leicester either. He didn't look good for them. He didn't really look good against Bournemouth. Palace, I thought he played all right, but and don't forget the fixtures are going to be coming in thick and fast from now, because we've got Villa, Man United, if any Europa League it kicks in. So every game from now, pretty much for most of this period, is going to be 2 games a week. So you definitely need to bring someone in. And regarding Nicolas Pepe, I can understand why he's loaned him out and why he's loaned him out to Nice, because maybe that is the place where he can regain his career, because he came from the French league when he was tearing it up for Lille, and then now he's going to go back there with Nice. And with Pepe, he is a good player, but firstly, I don't really think Mikel Arteta trusts him. I can see why. But secondly, also, we haven't really been playing to his strengths, because he's whenever we played Bellerin behind him, it's never worked. But whenever you played Cedric or moved him over to the left, he has worked. And if you actually give him a run of games, he can score, and he is a goal threat. And that's what we've been missing: goals from other areas on the pitch, especially last season. That was what we were missing. And I honestly thought if we could get that guy firing, then maybe there may not be need for another winger. But now that he's gone, we desperately need someone, because if you're looking else, who are the other options? Yes, you've got Martinelli, but again, he's young. Yes, you've got Smith Rowe who can do that job there, but really he's more of a central player. Yes, we've got Reece Nelson and Mark.
He's injured all the time, like, isn't he, Reece Nelson?
Yeah, he's injured at the moment. We got Marquinhos, but again, they're only young. We need an experienced winger out there. I don't know if Fabio Vieira can play wing. I know he's more central, but again, we really need someone. And it's baffling that we've left it all so late that we need two. I feel another centre midfielders, especially now, given the news that we've heard today about Partey and El Neni, and we know Partey cannot stay fit all season. It was coming. So, and a midfielder was needed before today's news. So, why are we rushing it now? Is there something about Tielemans that Mikel Arteta doesn't rate? We've seen. Sorry to turn this into a bit of a rant, but this.
It's all right. Yeah, carry on, mate.
I know it's all positive at the moment, but this needs to be addressed because we started so well this season. We want it to continue, and we don't want it to go back to what we experienced last season when we gambled in January, when we had a midfield crisis, because that was the reason why we won no games in January and went out of both the FA and League Cup. That was why we lost to Crystal Palace, Brighton and Southampton. Lessons like this really need to be learned. Like Basuma was available, 25 million, gone. Yeah. Didn't go for him. Paqueta, now just gone to West Ham.
Yeah.
He was gettable. There was rumours that we were talking to him, and then last January, Bruno Guimaraes. So there are people available in your price range. We're not saying you have to go out there and spend millions and millions like Man United have done with Anthony and Casemiro, like Chelsea have done. And Liverpool did with Nunes. I'm not saying we have to do that because I don't want us to do that if then it doesn't work out and with big risk. I'm just saying get some sensible signings in. Just give this team a little bit of a sprinkle because this team is actually good. It's close, but if we don't address these areas, we are going to fall short again. And the lack of depth was what cost us last season and has cost us in the past. We need to be learning from these mistakes, and we don't want to be doing that again. And all this talk about financial fair play, yes, there is an element to that. But if you buy too cheap signings, then we won't have breached the rules. More clubs now have spent over from what we have. We're not like the highest spenders in Europe now. It's now Man United have overtaken us. West Ham, I think, have overtaken us. Forest have spent loads and loads and loads and loads. They signed about 16, 17. They're just buying players left, right and centre. I'm just saying, buy a couple that are in our price range. If Neto's too expensive, go and get Gakpo or go and get Pino. There are people out there. I'm not saying there aren't. Sorry, I was a bit long, but...
It's all right. No, I agree with you. Obviously, I've got to say about Saka as well, being overplayed. Like, you can't forget, we've got Europa League coming up.
Exactly.
Surely, against a team like PSV, right? He can't play Premier League and Europa League. He can't play the Carabao Cup all the time. Like, we need someone to play there for Europa League games. That guy would have been Pepe, but he's gone now.
Yeah, because what you want two in one position. That's what you really want. That's what the best teams do. They have two in the same position. And so far, we haven't quite got that.
Because I'm not confident with playing, Reece Nelson in Europa League. Like, it'll be good when we play against who we got in Europa League.
Fit at the moment. He's not even
fit, exactly. And I don't really know about Marquinhos. He's doing well in like the under 21, but he's still.
He's balling.
He's 17. He's like 17.
Yeah, give him a go. If he's good enough to be a player for football club, if you bought him and good enough to be on the bench, give him a go.
That's why I don't understand it. Like, why are you playing Saka all the time? Like, he's a good player, Saka, but it's just gonna.
And also, Mikel Arteta won't take him off. He'll just leave him on the whole game, even though he won't
I don't understand. Like, we had Marquinhos on the bench, right, for the game against Fulham, right? He couldn't even get 10 minutes. Saka played the whole game.
Yeah, I know.
I don't understand it. Like, RD12, mate, what's your thoughts on the whole Saka situation?
I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. He's definitely started the season slowly. Hasn't scored yet. But I know for a fact his time will come. I do agree with Seb that he can't be playing every single game. You saw Emery when he trusted the youth, like the likes of Smith Rowe, Saka, them guys. If this is Emery now, do you think that Marquinhos would have been, given a shot? I don't know. But there's a high chance that Emery will be trusting youth like that. We definitely do need a backup. Likes of Gakpo. Obviously, we've got PSV in our Europa League group. He will want to audition for an Arsenal move, I'm pretty sure. So maybe we can go. I would take any winger right now, unless if it's not like. Go on then, mate.
Test them with a bid, and you never know. That's all I'll say.
There you go.
Go
on, Ollie, as well.
Who else? Pino as well. Neto.
Zaha.
I've just seen we've been linked with Antoine Griezmann as well. I'm not too sure about him. I wouldn't say he's a winger. I would say more of a striker. Zaha has been linked as well. I wouldn't mind any winger, unless if it's not like a panic buy, someone like I don't know, bloody Hudson-Odoi, someone like that. So I would like someone like a Neto to come in. But if we get a Pino, then I would take him because he's a clinical finisher. And right now, Saka hasn't been that clinical. He seems like, for a start, he's not taking on the man now. He's just cutting inside. But again, Son hasn't scored so far this season for Tottenham, so maybe it's just a matter of time. Maybe he just needs a bit of confidence. So, I think Saka can't play every game because the guy looks knackered. And I think because we have got firepower now, we've got Jesus, we've got Martinelli, because, if we've got players like Saka, Saka on an off day, we've got other players to, bail him out if we need to, instead of him just saving us week in, week out, which he was doing last season. So I understood why he was playing for 90 minutes all of last season. But now, when he's having a bit of an off day and you've got a backup winger who could change the game just like that, I would probably bring off Saka around 70 minutes if he's not really having a great game. But if he's looking lively, then obviously I would keep him on full 90, because obviously he has got that liveness about him, and don't forget he is 21, and we still need to sign him up on a new contract because his contract runs out. I believe, is it next year? His
2 years. He's got 2 years left. So
and don't forget we've got the World Cup coming. So he might be a little bit shattered when he comes back from the World Cup. So that's another reason why I think we need a backup for Saka.
Yeah, man, 100% agree with you. This is another thing that worries me as well about Saka, right? Is how we're playing him all the time for 90 minutes. What happens if he gets injured? I mean, he pulls like a muscle, like a really bad muscle or whatever. He'd be out for months, or he gets an ACL. You know what happens with Rob Holding, yeah? He got like an ACL injury. He goes out for like the whole 8 months or whatever. What if that happens to Saka?
Chambers and Bellerin the same. We've had
what if that type of injury? Because Saka plays every 90 minutes. What if that happens to Saka, right? If we ain't got a backup, we're going to have to play Reece Nelson the whole entire season. Or Marquinhos. Like, this is why we need a backup desperately. Like, obviously, this is not us having a dig at Saka, by the way. Saka's a fantastic player.
We're just cautious about.
We're just worried. Like, you're playing 90 minutes every game, and he's like 90.
He gets kicked left, right, and centre, kicked around the place.
Yeah, exactly, and he's so young as well. And it's like there's a lot. I get that he wants to play and he wants to get in England squad for the World Cup, but we need to give him a rest, man. We need to give him a rest. Like, we're gonna move on now, talking about the Arsenal the transfer news, basically. And we've got 2 days left to the window. Some positions that I think we do need is, as we all know, the backup right winger for Saka, a new midfielder. Seb, I saw your tweets there about Yuri Tielemans, mate. What's your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I think he'll be brilliant. Maybe I understand what some people say about he's not a defensive mid. He's more of a box-to-box mid, and someone who likes to drive through from midfield. But I also think that's also what we need. also someone that can actually drive, because we've actually been missing that since Ramsey. We've not had someone that can provide goals if they can give you that extra bit of drive. Yeah, especially for 25 million as well, which apparently is the reported fee, and he's got a year left on the contract, and he wants to come. It's not that he doesn't want to come; he's holding out for it, and it's an absolute no-brainer. But all we keep hearing is, "Oh, Arsenal have to get rid first. Arsenal have to get rid first." I'm just like, fair enough, but we've got rid of lots within the last week or so. Before I could understand it because of the homegrown rule and all that, but now most of the players have been cleared out. So I'm like, why not make a move? Do I think it's going to happen now? To be honest with you, I hate to break it, but I don't think it is, because I think we would have done it by now. It was awkward. Tielemans was playing against us a few weeks back, and it just seemed awkward. I think we would have definitely done it by now. But now the fact that we've got injuries, it's an almost absolutely essential. Well, it was essential before that even happened, because we said we knew it was only a matter of time before Partey would go down, and without him, we're just not the same in midfield. It's an absolute no-brainer, and it has to be him now, because I don't know who else is now available, because all the others have seemed to be snapped up. I saw today Fabian Ruiz, who we were linked with before, has gone to PSG for, again, only 22 million again. Hello.
I've seen today, right? This guy from is it the Brazilian team? They're called Palmeiras, yeah, and he's called Daniel Oliveira. We heard of him before. Apparently, he's going to be our midfielder we're going to sign instead of Yuri Tielemans.
Is it? I've not seen.
Oh well, there's this tweet here saying, as it currently stands, the only two players Arsenal looking to sign is this guy, the CDM. Daniel Oliveira from Palmeiras, and then this winner who I spoke about today, how to pronounce his name, the Ukrainian guy. They're going to be the only
name. Oh, that's what he was. That's what he's nicknamed. Oh, you hear these all the time.
Yeah. See, these people, like, where do they get the information from? Because do they have like all screens in their room and they watch every single league or something? I don't watch European League. I've never heard of this guy in my life before. And
no, I don't either, mate. Back on the centre mid situation. There's also what's his name again? Moses Caicedo from Brighton started to do really well.
Cost a lot of money. Brighton will not sell him on the cheap.
He is a baller.
So he might be another one for an alternative for Tielemans. Players like Ruben Neves as well, but that won't happen, to be honest. I would actually have Ruben Neves over Tielemans, if you ask me. I didn't want him around 2 years ago when he wasn't really playing well for Wolves and Wolves didn't really have a good season. But now the guy's completely changed back to the player he was when Wolves first got promoted. But yeah, the only realistic option I think could be coming to Arsenal is Tielemans, to be honest. Do I think it's going to happen? I think it will. But there's a 20% chance right now. I don't know. Apparently, Leicester actually want more than 25. It's along the lines of 38 million. And Arsenal apparently finally put a bid in around like 28 million, I think. I don't know. I don't really know if that bid is true.
We haven't even tested Leicester with the bid yet. We haven't. No. That's what's weird.
It's like as soon as we bought Vieira, it's like Vieira's gonna be good enough to be the backup for Xhaka, because obviously he's playing as that number 8 right now. Yeah. If it doesn't happen, it'll be a real big shame. But if there's a tiny positive, the fact that we could be getting Tielemans for next season, because don't forget his contract is up. But what happens if he signs a new contract?
Yeah.
Then
what happens if someone else comes and snaps?
Exactly.
Because we need people for now.
So that's why I think
if we were stacked in that position, then fair enough. But we need people for now.
100%. Yeah, like that's when see what happens. We've got 2 days left. I don't think we're going to sign T. Blunt, to be honest, because I just think it's too late now. Having said that, we did sign Thomas Partey on deadline day, didn't we? Like, we literally left it until the last hour, but I'll wait and see. Hopefully, we do get Anthony. Hopefully, we do get T. Blunt. I think he will be fantastic for us, and I think he's a very good player. But yeah, we're going to move on now, of course, to the upcoming games. We've got Aston Villa tomorrow. I'm very confident. I said in my preview, I don't know if you guys watched it yet, I saw it batting them 4-1. Even the guy I had on, who's a Villa fan, he said that he thinks we're going to absolutely batter them. So for you, RD12, I'm guessing you'll be confident for tomorrow's game?
Yeah. We've had a good record recently against Villa. I believe every single time we've played Villa at home, we've scored at least 4 goals. So I am confident for this game. Obviously, not so long ago we did get smacked 3-0, but this is a different Arsenal now. We've got injuries, but we've still got enough, I believe. It's not like we've got an injury to Jesus. I mean, that would have been a nightmare if he got injured. But again, Eddie's done really, really well when he has had his chance. I thought he played really, 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 really well the other day against Fulham.
Yeah, he did.
I thought he changed the game because after when we scored, Fulham started to dominate and, well, until, should I say, Nketiah came on. So, yeah, fair play to him. So I think because we have got Manchester United on Sunday, maybe we could start Nketiah up front. I think that's what Arteta might do. I would definitely rest Saka, but we don't have a backup for him. I'm glad we have put faith in him, just like Nketiah, but mate, he can't play every game. He's 21. I don't want to go back to that topic, but yeah, I will probably rest Jesus. I'll rest Saka. I'll maybe give Fabio Vieira a chance. Maybe not on the right. He's kind of similar to Odegaard, the games I've watched him play for Porto and the under-23s. So I would, if we were going to play him, I'll play him in the middle, where he can hopefully have a little bit of room on the ball, because Villa have not been dominant in the middle recently. And as soon as they've lost their centre-back, Diego Carlos, their team's just fallen apart. So, yeah, we have to get at Aston Villa from the very first minute, because they do have some good players still. Coutinho, Danny Ings, Ollie Watkins, Leon Bailey, Emi Buendia. So they've got some good forward players. They're kind of like a Leicester. Some very, very good forward players, but not great at the back. So, yeah, I think we will smash Villa, but we've got to take every single game seriously, because you never know. Villa could pull out like a master stroke. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think they will. I think we'll definitely have enough, even with Partey and who else is injured? Oh my God, El Neni, Zinchenko if he's fit.
yeah.
I think we'll still have enough in the tank to beat Aston Villa. So, yeah.
What will be your score with it, Shib? I'm going to go 3-0 Arsenal. Yeah, good. I'll definitely take that clean sheet and all that stuff. Seb, what's your upcoming thoughts for the Aston Villa game tomorrow?
Well, how I look at it is that on paper we should be fine, but you cannot take any game for granted, and because I don't think there's any easy game in this league. I really honestly don't. I think every game is fairly difficult, and as poor as Aston Villa have been and they've not got off well, they've still got some good players that can really cause us problems, they have done in over the years. Like you said, Ollie Watkins, Coutinho, Buendia, Jacob Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
They've still got all those good players, and they'll be desperate to get the points because they've not started well. They'll be desperate to respond, and what can go wrong in that game is at the midfield, because again we saw against Fulham in other years in the past when we haven't got Partey there, then midfield does have a tendency to just crumble, and Villa can look to exploit that. Like if they went a couple of goals ahead because they have got some good attackers, then we could be playing against with our backs against the wall, and things may not be able to go as smoothly as possible. But I do still think we should have enough to beat them, but we've just got to be very careful. And I wouldn't rest too many players. I still don't think we're quite that team yet. I can afford to rest our best players. I still don't think we're that team. Even though things have improved this season, I still feel we have to take every single game one at a time. And lots of people are talking about Man United, but I'm just like, hold on, this game is actually more important. Villa comes first, because as much as I hate Man United so much, and we all do, and we want to smash them, these other games are against Villa and all these teams that we've been beating, where you need to gain your consistency if you want to get top four. It's not so much those games, it's these games that we have to be winning. Villa at home.
You're right, Seb. It's a must-win game.
Exactly.
If we lose this, right, our confidence is going to be shattered going into that game away at Man United.
Exactly, because if we don't win this game, the Man United game becomes much more harder. So we want to just be getting this win, and then we can get confidence going into that game. This game tomorrow comes first, not Man United. This is more important. Don't forget, Man United have got Leicester on Thursday, so they play after us.
Yeah.
So who knows what their mental state will be in? But again, they'll be taking that game seriously, thinking about that first before they think about us. And we need to do the same. We need to be we have to really be putting out our strongest team, because the depth I don't think is quite there yet. And maybe you can give Tomiyasu a go and maybe rest Ben White.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do our lineups then. I'll go first. I'll go with, of course, Ramsey's got a guy in goal. I'll go with Ben White playing right back again. Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko. I don't think will be back, unfortunately, even though he might be back. I'll play Tierney there. Midfield, we have to go with Xhaka and
Lokonga.
Lokonga, isn't it? Then CDM, central midfield, I'll go with Odegaard. The front three, I'll drop Saka. I will play. Who can you play on the right though?
Martinelli.
You think you play Martinelli on the right?
You can actually play on both sides, and then you could play Smith Rowe
on the left, and then I'll go Jesus up front. What would be your lineup, Seb?
To be honest with you. Sorry.
It's all right.
You want to go first, Rory?
Go on.
I'll go Ramsdale in goal. I'll bring Tomiyasu back. Play Tierney at left back. Saliba and Gabriel as the two centre backs. Two midfielders, or three midfielders, should I say? I'll go Xhaka. Unfortunately, at CDM, I don't like him at CDM because he just doesn't have the pace. He's done really, really well as a number 8, but because we don't have any in play, we have to play Xhaka there. And then if Zinchenko is fit, then obviously I would start him in midfield. If he's not, then why not just chuck Fabio Vieira in if you have to? Just why not? It's against Aston Villa. It's a home game. If I'm putting Tomiyasu in for exact same reason, to just gain some fitness, then why not do the same for Vieira? On the right, I will probably go for. I would rest Saka. Oh, you know what? It's tough, because I don't understand why we loaned out Pepe. If you don't want to use him, fine, sell him, but loan him, like, really? I would go Martinelli on the right, Smith Rowe on the left, Odegaard at cam, and then Jesus up front, even though I think Arteta will change things around and go Nketiah up front. But I think I know what Arteta's going to do. He's going to put Odegaard and Smith Rowe together in the midfield and go for one freaking CD. If he does that, then I don't think we're going to get a result, because every single time you try that.
Wait. What happens? Like, if he plays who in CDM? Odegaard and Smith Rowe together?
Yeah.
That never
like 4-1-4-1.
Can't do that.
Shocking. Yeah,
we can't do. If we do that, we'll either come out with a point or
loss.
or a loss.
Yeah, you're right there, Rory. You must never do that.
So Seb, your lineup for the Aston Villa game?
I would still keep it fairly strong because, like I said earlier, this is a more important game than Man United coming up now. So, Ramsdale in goal. Yes, I'll bring Tommy Ashley in. I'll give Ben White a rest. I'll keep Saliba and Gabriel, and I'll keep Tierney at left back.
Yeah.
If Zinchenko is fit, I'll start him in midfield. If not, we're going to have to go Xhaka Lokonga. And yes, for this time alone, I'll take out Saka. I'll play Martinelli, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, and Jesus. But we have to keep the core of the team the same.
So hopefully we get the win, 3 points, and that's 5 wins in 5. We'll be right up there in the top of the league. Going into the next game, we have got going to Old Trafford, Man United away, big game. They started the season very, very poor. Turned it around, to be fair to them. They beat Liverpool, and they also beat Southampton. So I don't know who they're playing Wednesday night. Do you know?
They play Leicester on Thursday, so they play after us.
Oh, okay, Leicester on Thursday night. I don't know whether they'll get a result in that. But it is at Old Trafford, and we know as Arsenal fans that when we go to Old Trafford, we struggle there. Even though we did beat them 1-0, was it like a few years back? But since then,
we lost last season.
Last season, and we won a good run as well.
Yeah, we should have won that.
We lost 3-2. I remember that game. I remember Ronaldo happened, didn't it? So, going to Old Trafford, part of me says we beat Aston Villa, I'm going to be very confident going into the game. And then the other part is like, it's Man United at Old Trafford. It's kind of like, yeah, will we actually turn up? But this will be, for me, the biggest test of our season against Manchester United. You know, to really see if we are going somewhere. Because if we lose this game, it's like, okay then, what's going to happen now? So let's start off with Seb. Are you confident for the game against Man United?
Well, to be honest with you, it depends on how we do tomorrow and whether I'm confident for that game because, like I said, it's more important. But looking ahead to that game, I really want us to be going there and stamping our authority. I really want us because even though United have got better lately, they're still there for the taking. They're not anything.
100%, yeah.
They're still there for the taking. And if you look at our squads on paper, I think we actually have a better all-round team. Yes, they probably have some better individuals, but we have a better all-round team. And I feel this is our chance again to really go there and show what we're all about and show that we are the better team and we can dominate them. But like I said, it will all depend on tomorrow on how we approach the game. But yeah, it's always a big game and it's always a game that I'll be looking forward to. But at the moment, that's all I can say on the matter. We just got to deal with tomorrow first.
Obviously, like with their squad, as you said, I agree with you. Like we've got a better all-round squad, but they have some new players that are mad. Like Casemiro, mate, he's going to cause us issues.
Yeah, they'll all be there. Casemiro,
it's like Anthony as well for 100 million. Unbelievable. I mean, he's a baller. We've got to definitely watch out for him. And add on to the fact they've got other players like Martinez at centre back. I watched the Southampton team. He's absolutely superb. So he's pretty. And plus, they haven't played Harry Maguire. So it's kind of like they're playing. I think it's called Maglisa. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Playing him and Martinez as like a pair, and they're doing really well next to each other. So Harry Maguire probably won't start against us either, which is good for them, I guess. But
please start Maguire.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Oh yeah, that'll give us a boost.
Rory,
again, depends on how they do against Leicester.
Yeah, exactly. Like Rory, what's your thoughts going into this Man United game?
Well, a trip to Old Trafford for us Arsenal fans is always not easy. On paper, is it a hard game, like a really hard game? Not really. I can see us actually beating Man United right now, but again, like I said, it's a trip to Old Trafford. You never know. We lost there last season when they were in terrible form.
We was in good form as well, and we still lost.
I believe when we played them under Unai Emery, we drew 1-1. I believe they picked up like 4 wins out of 20, and we drew 1-1, and we were terrible. So even when Man United are rubbish, we still come out of Old Trafford with a bad result. Yeah. But I wouldn't say that's the hardest game out of September or our season. I would say probably Brentford, to be honest.
Brentford away,
they were actually proved most people wrong so far. They've started the season quite well. And whenever you go away to Brentford, it's always a hostile atmosphere. And yeah, last season, obviously, we came out with a bad result. So yeah, I would say probably that's the game that I'm looking towards, that I think we might drop points in. But except from that, I think we'll win against Villa. I think we'll beat Manchester United. It'll be a tight game, but I think we will squeeze through, even without Partey and El Neni. Apparently, I've heard that Partey is out for a couple of weeks, so I think he'll be out for Man United. A couple of the Europa League fixtures, Everton, and then he'll be back in November, I believe, which is, oh God,
November.
Yeah, I think he'll be back in November. I think he's missing.
Oh my days!
So he'll miss. We've got a tricky October coming.
He'll miss Man City. He'll miss Leeds away. He'll miss Liverpool at home. He'll miss North London derby. He'll miss.
Sorry, I don't think it's November. I think it's October.
October.
My bad.
More sense.
Oh, I was gonna say he can't be up for that.
Oh my days, man! We are gonna be doomed. But yeah, man, I agree with you. Obviously, before we do end this, right, I want to talk about the manager, of course, Arteta. Now, obviously, my opinion on Arteta hasn't changed because, well, he hasn't won anything, and well, I know he won the FA Cup, but not recently, and he also
Community Shield.
Yeah, Community Shield, and he also bottled us top 4 last season. My opinion hasn't changed, even though we started off very, very well this season. I'm waiting until the end of the season before I can say fair play, because at the end of the day, right, for me, I want to be challenged like. Me and you, Rory, yeah, we've never seen Arsenal win a Premier League. Seb, you have, ain't you?
I have.
Yeah. We've seen Arsenal win FA Cups, that's it. So I want my standards, right, is us to challenge for the league title again and to get back into the Champions League. So people want to, jump on the high horse because we won 4 games in a row. Yeah, it's good. We could have had a better start than this, yeah, and it's fantastic. Really positive of the club. Everything's going well at the moment. But I'm waiting until what happens when we play against Man City this season? What happens when we play against Liverpool? When we play against, I don't know, Man United away? What if we get battered in there?
Even Tottenham away, because we've not done well. Yeah.
What happens if we get battered in those games again? It kind of like, and then what if we don't even get top 4 this season? And what if we just about win Europa League? For me, it's not good enough for me. So, yeah, what's your thoughts, Seb, on, well, first of all, what's your target for this season for Arsenal? And if Arteta doesn't meet the target, then would you, of course, sack him?
Well, yes. To be honest with you, I think it's now time we start demanding high standards now. So he has to deliver because he's been here long enough and this is his team now. And he's been backed more than any other manager that we've had. So there's really no more excuses for him to deliver. But I will say in the All or Nothing series, I have liked him in the dressing room and how he is behind the scenes, and he does seem like he is a serious guy and he is trying. I won't take that away from him. But it's now time for less talk and more action now and more results to start happening. And so far, so good with how the season has started. I can't fault him for that. And to be honest with you, with the mess that we've been in the last few seasons, I don't really blame him for that. I blame the previous regime and what he was left with. But the thing is that he has been backed. So if he wasn't backed and he wasn't delivering, then I could kind of understand it a bit more. But he has actually been backed and he has actually been given what he wants. Mm-hmm. So it is now time. And all the players that he's wanted to keep, he's kept. And all the players he's wanted to move on pretty much, he's moved on. So now this is another chance for him to really deliver. And my expectations this season, I'm saying we qualify for the Champions League and we win something. I'm going to be at that. And we win something. It has to be that. Otherwise, then I'm afraid he failed, because all the players from that old regime, like when we had Sven Mislintat and all those, they've all left.
Yeah, and it's his own squad now, so it's not that excuse anymore. Oh, it's the players. Oh, it's Arteta's players now. So
he's got his own players.
Yeah, he's got his own players. We spent over 200 million.
Yeah, both in 2 transfer windows, and most managers don't usually get that back in unless you're Man City, etc. So
even Emery didn't get that back in, did he?
No, he didn't get that. No, he didn't get that back in. So It really is time for him to deliver. I do think he is doing his best, like you can see behind the scenes. But now it's time for results. Otherwise, I'm sorry. Then I'm sorry he's failed. I will give him this chance, but I won't anymore if I don't see results. And like you said, the test will be as good as we have been. We are still making individual mistakes. Like you saw Gabriel the weekend, and against Leicester, you saw Ramsdale made some, and there was some from midfield as well. We are still doing that, and that bit really needs to be cut out. And when we go to places like Anfield, Etihad, and even Tottenham's grounds, dare I say it, I want us to be going there and properly competing and start picking up results. I do not want to be coming out there again, all those grounds again, with nothing or a battering. Because if that happens, then I'm like saying nothing really.
We're all in April as well.
Nothing really has changed. So this is really the test. I want us to be going there and getting results and competing well. Because if Tottenham can do it, and they're not that much better than us, and so should we. But like I've said, so far so good. We now need to keep it going. I don't blame him for the injuries or all that. I don't blame him for that, and I don't necessarily blame him for missing out on signings, because that's not necessarily him. That's down to the board and them to identify the players that he wants and go and get them. I don't blame him for that. But what I will blame him for is if he makes silly team selections, like weaken the midfield or change the team completely around, and we don't do well. That's what I will blame him for. Because when we play Villa this weekend, I want to see a strong team out there, a team that's capable of winning. I do not want to see too many changes, because if he does that and we lose, then I will blame him for that. Like we absolutely ridiculed Emery for when he did that against Palace and we lost, and rightly so, because that was ridiculous. But we have to be learning from all these mistakes that we've done in the past now. And it's now time, because we've got a good squad. It just needs a bit of sprinkle to move on.
Obviously, Rory, what's your target for this season? And if Arteta doesn't meet that target, would you sack him?
Well, obviously the target is top 4. Right now, we look like we're on chase for the title, but not yet. We haven't really played them
big teams,
massive clubs. We haven't got round to October yet when we've got Tottenham, Man City, Liverpool. Are those 3 back to back? I think they are, to be honest.
I've got a picture here. Like we've got Tottenham, Liverpool, Leeds away, Man City at home, Southampton away,
Forest at home,
Chelsea away, Brighton at home, Wolves away, West Ham. So, man, they are
Don't forget there's the World Cup as well.
World Cup as well, yeah.
World Cup becomes after Wolves. Yeah.
We've got Europa League.
We've got Chelsea away.
Yeah, just before the World Cup. Yeah, we've got Chelsea away,
as well as Europa League games as well. But, yeah.
If we get top 4 this season, I'll sit there and applaud. Well done. We kick on now. We've got that extra money to attract better individual players. 3rd, you've made a statement. 2nd or 1st, which is probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But if you don't get top 4,
now,
that's
so you
the
never know.
Point. You've got to go. I don't care who you are. That is the cut-off point. If you do not get top 4 this season, I don't care whether you haven't strengthened. Well, sorry, if you don't have a midfield or whatever, got injuries, well, that's your problem, ain't it? Because we have had all this summer. Don't forget, we've got January as well to look forward to.
Yeah.
So, we've got 2 days left of this transfer window. We've got an entire January to bring in some players and strengthen the squad. Simple as that, because we still need a midfielder. We still need a winger, despite we are doing very, very well this season. And this first team I'm liking at the moment. But if he doesn't get top 4, then, for me, he's not the man to take us forward. If he does, then obviously he does deserve another chance. But if he doesn't, then that is an absolute embarrassment, because the way we started this season, yes, I know people might say, it's only been against mid-table clubs. I don't care. Have you seen Man City win all of their games?
Exactly.
No.
There's no easy
So-
games in this league. We have to take every game, and these are the
You have
games.
to beat what's in front of you.
win.
So, yeah, for me, if he doesn't get top 4 again, you have to go. Even if it's Pep Guardiola, if you don't get top 4 with this Arsenal side, you have to go.
Yeah.
Simple.
100% agree with you, mate. And so you make a good point about we've got to kick on after if we do get top 4, because there's no point we go into that next season, right? And Arteta finishes 6th or 5th and then gets us outside the Champions League because, well, that ain't progress for me, right? You need to keep consistency getting it. Like Arsene Wenger did that for many, many years towards his end, remember? And in the end, we all want him out. So at the end of the day, Arteta, if you get top 4 this season, fair play, mate. Yeah, congratulations. Let's see what you do for next season. Because if you quite finish 6th again, mate, and we don't win the trophy and we get knocked out of the Champions League in the group stage, for me, it's not good enough.
Yeah, it's interesting because don't forget we're in the Europa League, and if we're going to finish outside of the top 4, but win the Europa League, obviously we would get Champions League football next season. Yeah. Maybe if he was going to finish outside the top 4, but win the Europa League, maybe I would have given him another chance.
Yeah,
because obviously he has got silverware, and
it does also depend where we finish. Well, if we're outside the top 4, if we miss out by 5th, but just to miss out by 4th, or just a couple of points to win the Europa League out, I would say that should be okay. But as much as we want to win trophies, and like I said, I wanted a trophy as well. Your league position also shows whether you have improved or not. But it's a tough one, but yeah, I'll take that. I want us to really go for Europa League because that's important this year.
Yeah. So, anything else you guys want to say? Or
there is something I do want to say.
Go on, Seb.
First of all, we have to talk about this celebration police because my goodness.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it? Me, it's just absolutely ridiculous.
I agree, mate.
First of all, these are the same people that have been saying all prior to kickoff to the game, you're Arsenal in for a hard game. This could be a potential banana skin. And I bet you when we went 1-0 down, they were like, right, here we go. And then now we've won. They're just with their old sayings, oh, Arsenal, you're over celebrating. I'm like, you celebrate all your victories in football that you've earned and you've worked hard for.
It's the way we won it as well. It's the way
exactly. And now you're saying, oh, it's only Fulham. And first of all, we did not celebrate that we won the league. We didn't go running down or sliding on knee slides or anything, or champagning anything. It was just a normal celebration, like you should do. When we go to these away games as well, Bears have actually been accused of not going over and thanking the fans, and they did that a lot last season. And then that was all we heard. Oh, Arsenal over celebrating a lot of away games towards the end of last season. I'm just thinking that's ridiculous, and I think people need to really start putting some respect on our name, because it's only ever us they do it. Everyone does it. It's only ever us they target for this, and I just find it beyond ridiculous. But to be honest with you, the more they say it, the more I want us to do it, just to really, really annoy them more, because they deserve it. Especially people like Richard Keys, who got kicked off Sky Sports, and the people on TalkSport who don't know anything about football. But sorry, that has turned into a rant, but this just
that's fine, man. Yeah, I agree.
What are your thoughts on it? It does my head in this.
Mate, Oddie 12, what's your thoughts on it, first of all, mate?
Sorry?
What's your thoughts on the whole, fan police and us celebrating too much and all that stuff?
Oh, my God. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Especially Ruben. I mean, I literally just said earlier that, I would love Ruben Neves to come to Arsenal. Obviously, as a footballer, he's brilliant. But off the pitch, just fuck off, mate. Just fuck off. Sorry for my language, but just honestly, remember when he said, "Oh, they celebrate like won the league"?
Yeah.
Well, remember when was it Chelsea last season and they came from 2-0 down, scored in the last minute? They were right into the fans, celebrating like they won the Premier League, and bear in mind they didn't even win the game. So whenever
Well,
we
it's probably
celebrate
Tottenham as well
a
when
win,
they equalised against Chelsea this season.
Exactly. You saw
But you
Basuma
don't hear
going
any of
like
that.
that to
Yeah,
the
you don't hear
fan.
any of that though from other fans, do you?
Exactly.
It's all about Arsenal.
jeez.
And when Liverpool equalised against Fulham, they said they went mad.
There you go.
And they equalised against Fulham. Where was the attack then?
Yeah.
Where were they? It's just they do it deliberately to us. It's just beyond. Are people not allowed to celebrate their hard-earned victories anymore? I'm just like, dear me, we're not overdoing it at all.
I wouldn't even mind. Like, it's not like we battered Fulham 5-0 and we celebrated that. Like, we literally got a hard fought, as you said. It's very hard fought. We went 1-0 down. This would never happen if it was last season, 3 seasons ago, because we would have usually capitulated, right? So the reason why we celebrated that much is because it's a hard fought victory, right? We scored in 5 minutes ago anyway. And yeah, it's against Fulham, but Fulham they've started off
Fulham side. They've been unbeaten this season. They all said it was going to be a hard game, and now that we've beaten them, they're just coming up with this rubbish. They clearly just want to get a reaction from Arsenal fans, and they have, and it worked. That's all I feel.
Yeah, they've got good defence, good goalkeeper as well.
Well,
by the way, Hogan Leno was on Saturday as well. Unbelievable. Yeah, I was good when we let him go, but hey, what can we do?
It's done now. Well,
who's this Leno?
Sorry.
Was you on about Leno?
Yeah, Leno was really, really good on Saturday.
Yeah.
Seb, he's one of your favourite players, isn't it?
Yeah, he is. But like I said, it's done now. I really wish we had kept him. But listen, I can understand why he wanted to go. And to be fair, it had to be done.
Yeah, it is what it is now. So yeah, I think that's it for us, guys. Hope you guys enjoy a very, very good podcast today. Obviously, RD12, just shout out your channel, all that stuff. Like, I'll try and leave it in the link in the description, as I always forget. But yeah, just let them know where they can find you.
So my channel's RD12. Just post Arsenal content, really, other football content. I've just made a TikTok account as well, so follow me as well on there. I also do other real life football challenges as well. So that's all I do, really, just football content.
How many subs you on? Almost 800, aren't you?
I think I'm on 760, something like that.
Guys, if you ain't subscribed to him, make sure you subscribe to him right now. Same. What about you, Seb? Where can they obviously find you?
I'm just in Instagram, really. I Talk Arsenal FC is my account, and sometimes I go on the Arsenal Lounge. I do weekly articles for them, so make sure you give them a follow. Yeah,
guys, don't get me wrong, his articles are great. You always send me something, I'm like, wow, very, very good. But yeah, big thanks to Seb for coming on, as well as RD12, guys. If you haven't enjoyed the podcast, smash the like button. Subscribe to my channel as well. We're on the road to I think we're on almost 2.5K subscribers. So maybe one day we're going to get 3K, hopefully by the end of this year. But I have to wait and see about that, guys. Anyway, big games coming up for Arsenal. We'll probably do another podcast after the Man United game, just to recap on what happened. Hopefully it's 6 points, it's 2 wins.
Hopefully we got a couple more players in as well.
Hopefully, hopefully we got Teamlands or whatever into the squad. We'll be all happy. If not, then it's going to have to wait and see what's going to happen for the rest of the season, innit? Or until January. But big thanks to RD12 and Seb for coming on once again. Very good podcast today. Make sure you all smash that button, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Up the Gunners.
Come on, you Reds.
Come
on, you Gunners.